Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Sunday today, and if you're living on the west coast of Canada, particularly in the southern coast, we have had horrible rainstorms all weekend long. Yesterday was our provincial election, and oh my gosh, there was places that they had to actually apparently allow telephone calls in for voting because of the problems with flooding. So it was very nasty. I don't think it's raining quite so hard today, but hopefully it's a nice day where you are and you're able to get to your craft room maybe, or maybe you're spending some time with family or friends. So today is Paper Pumpkin Day. I decided I would share the October Paper Pumpkin. I just got it in FedEx, delivered it to my doorstep, I think on Thursday. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to play with it. I have an idea for an alternative shaker card with it, and it coordinates with the Nests of Winter suite from the mini catalog, which is a great way to be able to play with both Hey Nancy at the same time. And it's such a pretty box. So I'm going to make, there are 8 projects in the kit, so 4 of 2 designs of cards. I'm going to make the 2 cards, and then I'm going to show you an alternate shaker card. If you're into shaker cards like I am, hopefully you'll like this one. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. I'm just making sure I can see comments. Yesterday I had some issues seeing comments for some reason. Okay, looks like I can see them. Okay, all right. I think I can see them. Apologies if you're commenting and coming in through YouTube. I don't know why I can't actually see YouTube comments at the moment, but maybe I will in a minute. Okay, so this is the box. Now, I actually get multiple boxes because I love Paper Pumpkin. So this is a box that hasn't been opened other than to take the plastic off. But I've pulled out everything I need from another one. So I just want to show you, if you've never seen Paper Pumpkin and you are interested in it, it's a monthly subscription that you can get. You can either do a prepaid subscription for a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 12 month, or you can do it month to month, and you just create an account and it charges your credit card every month. And it arrives by FedEx, so it ships after about the 11th of the month. And it ships, and you get it within a few days of it shipping. The one thing is, you can also, if you decide that, for whatever reason you want to suspend it for a month, you can do that. You just have to do it a month at a time. So maybe you see a kit that you're not really taken with, because you do get sneak peeks of them. Or maybe you're going to be away and don't think that you're going to be able to make a kit. So you can, if you're doing the month to month or the prepaid, you can suspend your account for just a month at a time, and then you don't have to do anything for it to kick in again for the next month. Or if you choose, you've got too many of these, sometimes you don't get them made like I do at times, and you've got too many, you could cancel. But they are so amazing. And the Paper Pumpkin, if you got them years ago and thought, oh no, I don't like them, they have changed so much over the years, and I know that you're going to love them. What else was I going to tell you about Paper Pumpkin kits? Oh, the other thing is, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and get it through me, I send, not only do I do a blog hop with an alternative project, I send you a tutorial that you can use. We use the ink pad or the ink spot and the stamp set to create an alternative project. And so it's a way to be able to use your kits after you've used up the actual supplies, and what you have left is a great stamp set and an ink spot. So this one comes with the stamp set with some great sentiments, and then a cardinal and some boughs. Looks like some snow and some berries. I guess that is berries. And then a shaded spruce spot. You get some tear and tape adhesive that is wider than our tear and tape adhesive. And then in the package, it always comes wrapped in tissue paper, is everything you need. And in this case, you get everything you need to make these 4 of each of these 2 cards. And beautiful envelopes, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then this is the instructions, so it will show you how to make them. So everything's in plastic, everything that you need. There's even dimensionals in there and some ribbon. So I'm just going to put this off to the side because I've pulled everything I need out. Okay, so the only thing I didn't pull out is my instructions. Oh, the other thing I didn't tell you about is this is a fairly recent addition to the kit. Just checking comments to see. No. Okay. This is you can use this to put either in an envelope or one of our stamp cases, and you can keep this. It's got the images of the stamps, and then keep that with a stamp set so that you have it going forward. Okay, so all of these, the instructions are the same. So it tells you how to put your cards together. I'm just going to pull it. So a few things I will show you actually. Let me show you. So in this one, we have these beautiful die cuts. So I've pulled the ones out that I need for each of them. So there's the cardinal and some bows and then a label that you're going to stamp on. And so for this one, these are kind of three-dimensional cards. So they fold. And this one, this middle will pop out of this one. And so it's a trifold card. Beautiful colors. So shaded spruce, night of navy with the shaded spruce foil. You can see it there. So that's the first card we'll make. And then the second card is this one in Pool Party. Again, a trifold with some die cuts that are already there for you. And this one's got the night of navy and maybe boho blue. And so this is trifold as well. So, and then I've got my supplies to make alternative projects. And then look at these absolutely gorgeous envelopes for this one. So all printed with this foil border, and then nothing on the inside of these, but the front, oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, so those are the envelopes. You have 8 envelopes in there. And then let's put this away. This is going to be my alternate. So when you're making your card, there are some kind of conventions of how they tell you to do it. So it tells you everything that you're going to need for each of the cards. So in this case, you need an envelope. This is the first card. You need an envelope. You need this card base. You're going to need a block, which you get, I believe you get a block when you get your first paper pumpkin kit. Where's all my stuff here? We need a label. We need this bow, and we need our cardinal. And then we need a piece of the ribbon, the tear and tape, and our ink. Okay, so we're going to make this first card first, and I always kind of keep mine together so I can follow along. It kind of points you in the directions. So for this one, we've got our trifold, and we're going to take and pop this. Well, actually, before we pop it out, we're going to stamp, and I forgot to pull that out, so let me get a block. So we're going to stamp using these bows, and I've just pulled my shaded spruce ink pad. I find it easier than the spots. And so we're going to stamp on the edges with this shaded spruce, just to give it a little bit of texture along these edges, and we're going to do that. And I'm doing it before I pull this middle part out. Just because it's easier to do that. So then this piece, which I will absolutely save to use on another card. So then we can take and use a bone folder like this, and then we'll take and fold. So trifold, you can decorate the inside by stamping. So we've got, isn't that gorgeous? Look at those foil. It's so pretty. Okay, so that's our card base. Now we can start to do some stamping. So we need to stamp the Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas is 2 different stamps. And I'm going to take that one off because I think I can get it a little closer to the Christmas if I stamp them separately. So we're going to ink up our Christmas, and we're going to stamp that a little bit close to the bottom. I'm going to stamp this off. So sometimes with photopolymer stamps, you need to prime them a little bit. That's not too bad. There we go. And you always get a much better image if you use one of our piercing mats. So this is a piercing mat cut in half, just so we've got some cushion. So there's Christmas. Not exactly straight, but close enough. And then Mary, we're just going to stamp here above, like that. Okay, so now we can start putting our card together. And if you look at the directions, we've done all of our stamping, we can actually start to follow. So we're going to use the tear and tape and put across the back of the ribbon. It shows you these little tiny, I don't know if you can see them. Let's see if I can. There we go. There. Is that better? A little blurry. Let's try and bring that up. If you can see the little hexagon shapes, those are, it's not very clear, those are the dimensionals. And so if there were glue dots in it, there would be little tiny round shapes. I'm looking for my dimensionals is what I was looking for as I completely got distracted there. So let's take the dimensionals and our ribbon out and our package of this tear and tape. And let's go back to the regular size. So we're just going to take and cut maybe an inch or so of this tear and tape. And we'll pull one of these out. This is beautiful grosgrain, real red grosgrain ribbon. So I'm just going to tear about an inch. And it is just exactly the width of the ribbon. So we've got our ribbon on. And then this is going to go across the middle of our label. So we're just going to take and put that. So it's just peeking out, she says, maybe. Peeking out. You're not going to see a lot of this ribbon, and that's the way it is in the picture, so I'm going to go with it like that. So just going to see just a little peekaboo of the ribbon, and then we're going to put, they've said 4 dimensionals. I'm going to just zigzag it, stagger it, and so I don't use as many dimensionals, but up to you however many. They give you lots of dimensionals, so that will go on. So this is a landscape card. It is so fun just to get when this paper pumpkin arrives. I love to just sit and make the cards. I don't have to think about it, and they're just so beautiful. So I typically will make them up just as they have been designed. So this is just going to go up in the top left-hand corner of that opening. And then I will play around and make some that are alternatives. So if you don't want to make the alternatives, you can just make them exactly as they have been designed. So some dimensionals on the back of the cardinal and some dimensionals on the back of these bows. And they don't have a lot of dimensionals. Let's see, so they're just putting them here. I think that's because they go in on the inside of the, yeah, so they're going to go on the inside. So we're just going to make sure that this is on the, not overlapping the card. And that's interesting. I guess you pull it out like that. Oh, okay. Or maybe I've put the dimensionals in the wrong spot, and the dimensionals are actually supposed to go on the bottom so that it doesn't do what I was just doing, having it do. So maybe the dimensionals are supposed to go. Yes, okay, so I put the dimensionals in the wrong spot. So this is to help it. So the dimensionals will go on the outside of the frame, so just going along here, and so that they, it might be actually easier. Let's try and do that. I'm going to just put my dimensionals on the frame because I find that easier. Then I don't have to kind of worry about, am I getting it in the right spot? So I'm just going to put my dimensionals on like that, and then I can position this. Actually, this needs to go over a little bit. So I can position this so that it's going to open up. There we go. That's how that's supposed to go, so that it will open up like this and then like that. It's gorgeous. Okay, so then this cardinal goes on the top with dimensionals. And there are no embellishments with this, but if you decide you wanted to put some embellishments on, you could absolutely do that. If you wanted to. But that's the first card. Isn't that pretty? I just absolutely love these colors. Okay, so let's move on to the second card. Again, it's another trifold card. So it's the card base that has the pool party and the Knight of Navy. And this time round, we're going to use the sentiment that says joyful thoughts. And I just got blue ink all over my fingers as I reached for the ink pad. So let's wipe that off before I get that all over my card. Okay. So we're going to ink up our, priming it. There we go. Okay, so ink up our label. Joyful thoughts to you this season. And this time we're going to pull this out. I'm going to save that because that's absolutely gorgeous and can be used. I know I will find a use for it. So we'll use our bone folder to fold the card base like that. Okay, so for this one, the same as we did for the first one, we're going to use some tear and tape and just put a piece down the middle of our ribbon like that. And then this goes over. So again, just a peekaboo of the ribbon is going to show like that, and then we can use dimensionals to pop up this label of the ribbon behind. The paper pumpkin dimensionals, if you use them and combine them, because we always get extras, and so I just keep them around. They are thicker than our regular dimensionals, and so you may just want to keep them separate, or always make sure you use the same dimensionals on your projects, because you may find that they, if you combine them with the dimensionals that Stampin' Up! Sells, they are thicker, and you might notice that. Okay, so there we go. That just goes on the inside. And then for this one, I need the little bird on the bow. And then we need a separate bow piece and then the bird. So we're going to use dimensionals on all of these. Again, the part of it is going to go over here in the corner. So I am going to actually put dimensionals on my card, because that way I don't have to worry about whether or not I've got them in the right spot. So then I can just stick my piece. Of course, I do have to worry about it, whether I've got them in the right spot. There we go. Stick that on like that. And then this one goes here in the other corner. So we'll put dimensionals on there too. You can do this however you want, but I'm just kind of, this is going to the top. Okay, like that. I don't want my dimensionals to show, which is what I'm struggling with a little bit. There we go. Okay, like that. And then this little bird will pop up on top of the other bird like that. There we go. How easy. Aren't they pretty though? Oh my gosh. Absolutely stunning. So those are the two cards that have been designed for you. And if you make them exactly as you have in the kit, you will get 8 cards, 2 of 4 designs. But let me show you an alternative project that I thought I would make. When I first saw this, I immediately thought of a shaker card. So I have a piece of shaded spruce, and I've cut it 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. And fold it into the mountain or the raised line and just give it a good burnish. So this isn't going to be a trifold. Then I took one of the second card with the pool party, and I've cut this. This is the card front, which would be 4.25 by 5.5. So I've trimmed it to 4 inches by 5.25. And so I'm going to use this as the inside. That is, the shaker card is going to go on the inside of this. Okay, so it's going to go on like that, and then I am going to put that on the inside, so that I'm going to use the white snowflakes, the little loose white snowflakes, as the shaker part. So let's take this. I cut a piece of window sheet that you can't really see, that is 4 inches by 5.25, and I'm going to adhere this to this card base, and I'm going to use Stamp & Seal because I just find it works well. Glue, if you splodge the glue on your window sheet, I find it almost impossible to get off the window sheet, and so I just find Stamp & Seal works better. So this is the same size. You could make it a little bit smaller, but I'm just going to line it up with the edges of my card. And so now I've got my window sheet that's going to go on like that. This I will put on afterwards, but I'm going to take, I can find it here on my desk. These are the foam adhesive strips that work really well for shaker cards. They're 9 inches long, I believe 9.25 inches long. I don't need them that long, so I tend to take and cut them in half, this whole piece, because I don't make anything that is particularly long, and then it's just easier for me to handle. I can pull one of these strips out. What you want to make sure is this is the method for doing a shaker card that is creating kind of that dam or barrier so that your shaker bits don't fall out. So you do want to make sure that you butt your pieces, your foam strips, right up to each other, so that whatever you're using for your shaker is not going to fall out. Ask me how I know that. I have had all sorts of sequins and things falling out of my shaker cards when I don't get these butted up against each other. And then you can just take and cut them off. Press that down. And just take and cut part of that off. Hopefully that's, oops, no, I'm going to need another piece. So there's a little tiny piece that I need in the corner. Didn't cut that quite long enough. Like that. Okay, so I have now my dam or barrier that is going to be on the inside. Now I'm going to just take this and I'm going to put this here in the middle, and I'm going to line this up in there, and hopefully there. Okay, so that's where that's going to go. If I have a pencil, there. I'm just going to take and mark with a pencil. Hopefully that you won't see that, but you can always erase that. And I'm just going to glue this on to the inside, or into the, oh, I think I need some new glue. Yes, I do. Okay, let's get a new glue. Thank you. keep refreshing my chat just to see if there's any comments, but I'm not seeing comments. It always worries me. Okay, all right, so we're just gonna put some glue. And so this is just, I'm using those lines that I put on just to kind of line that up so it's pretty close to the middle of my card, like that. So when this goes on, that will be the background for the shaker bits. Now, I find it easier to take the shaker, whatever you're going to use for the shaker. So in this case, these little white snowflakes. You have to be a little careful with them because these can stand on end, and then your shaker, your card, it won't kind of lay flat. But I'm just going to take some of them and put in the middle. These come in a little plastic container. These were part of a share that I had left, so that's why they're in a clear plastic envelope. So I am going to just kind of lay them out flat like that so that they're not overlapped and they're not standing on end. Like that. There we go. And then I'm going to just keep that so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to take the backing off of my strips. Oh, maybe, Nancy, I hope there's refills available for this as well, because it's absolutely stunning. Okay, so now the one thing you might want to do is very lightly rub your embossing buddy over your window sheet. You don't want to press it really hard because you don't want the cornstarch or whatever's in there to kind of cloud your window sheet. But you can see how they've moved around. They are staticky, and now I've got them standing on end. So I'm just going to kind of position this a little bit if I can and try and tap them down, get them so they aren't standing on end. Maybe use my take your pick tool. So my purpose of trying to use the embossing buddy was to try and get rid of some of the static, but clearly they're very staticky, or my window sheet is very staticky. So there we go. I think I've got them. Oh, there's one there. They're a bit fiddly because they are so staticky. There we go. And make sure they're all inside and not stuck to those strips. Like that. And then you want to very press down all around this frame so that your shaker bits don't fall out. So now we've got our snow inside our frame, and I think I've got that pressed down. And then I'm going to do the same as we did on the other card. I'm going to take and put this bird, so I'm going to put a dimensional on the two sides. So it's going to look quite similar to that other card, except that it's a shaker. Like that. And then we can just take and put dimensionals on this little bird. And then the last thing we need to do is put a sentiment on and a ribbon, because we have ribbon here that we can use. Okay, so the sentiment I'm going to use for this one is the one that says Happy Holidays. This is one of the other stamps that's in there, so we're just going to stamp Happy Holidays. And I'm going to take and fold my ribbon just in half, and I'm going to take and I'm going to put that. I want this just to be down like that, so we're going to take and just fold this piece of ribbon in half, and we're going to just use a dimensional just to attach that on like that. If you want to do another one, that doesn't seem very, there we go. Let's just put another one on there. I'm going to put that. Not happy where that is. Okay, let's try this because I'm not real happy about where my ribbon is. So I'm going to just take this dimensional off. And I'm going to position my ribbon over here like that. And then there we go. I think I'm happier there. Otherwise, I was getting all of my shaker part of my card was being hidden. So Nancy mentioned refills after the I don't remember exactly the date, but at some point, once the kits have been mailed out to everybody who has subscribed, Stampin' Up! Will release refill kits that don't come, sometimes full kits too, if they've got some left. But so refill kits come with just the insert, no stamp, and ink pad. Or ink spot, and then if you get a full kit, sometimes they will have those as well. But there we go. There is a shaker card using most of the same product. All I did was added window sheets and these snowflake the loose snowflakes that are part of in the mini catalog. Okay, so let's bring these 3 cards back in just so that you can eye them again. So those are the 2 cards. Let's do this. There we go. So those are the 2 cards that are part of the suite design and made just exactly the way that they were designed. And then there's my alternative project with the shaker card using one of the card bases. All I did was cut this card base. So you're left with, what are you left with? You're left with this card base. So you could still use the front and back of this card base for a card because all I did was cut this front part off of the card. So you're still left with a full card base, just not a trifold card. So you can make another card and maybe use the stamp sets and dies that are part of the Nests of Winter bundle, or the Winterly Treetops bundle that coordinates with this kit. All right, whew. Hope I haven't lost you. This will go live. I'm doing a blog. I participate in a blog hop every month where we share alternative projects, and that's coming up at the end of the month. So if you want to hop along with us and see all the other alternatives for this particular paper pumpkin, come join us. I believe it's the 30th that blog hop goes live. So you can check out what everybody else created as alternative projects. There is also great on Pinterest, and if you search for paper pumpkin alternatives, you'll find all sorts of alternatives because everybody's very creative with paper pumpkin kits, and starting to see a lot of scrapbook pages being made with paper pumpkin kits as well. All right, that's my live for today. Just a couple of reminders. Don't forget there is a kit sale going on at the moment. So the kit collection kits are available at 30% off and through the end of October. So some great deals on kits. It's also, there is a starter kit promotion. So if you've ever been interested in getting a great discount on the supplies you're already buying, it's a great time. In Canada, you get to choose $206 for $135. And it's product of your choice. And you also get free shipping. So it's a great deal because you save another 11%. So if you're at all interested in that, there's information on my blog, or reach out to me and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. That's only on until the end of October. So I want to make sure that if you have ever been interested or thought about it, you grab that deal while it's on. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now, tomorrow night is Monday night at 6:30. I'll be the second in my series. I'm starting a Memory Keeping Monday, and so come join me as I make either a single or a double scrapbook layout. And then Tuesday at 6:30 will be my sketch challenge. Actually, it'll be a little earlier on Tuesday because I have a meeting, and then again a little earlier on Wednesday. Normally my technique is at 6:30, but it will be probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon both days because I have things going on. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a great day and happy stamping. Bye.